Alright, what's up YouTube? Thank you for joining us back. We are up to part 8 or 9, not 100% certain. But basically where we're at is the knife itself is completely finished. Well, not completely finished, still 2 more things left to do. So basically we have the handle ground up to, or hand rubbed up to about 600 grit, okay? Bolster's all finished, everything contoured, feeling comfy in the hand. Finished polishing it. At this point, and what I'm going to do in this video is we're going to sharpen it. I'm going to show you how I do that, okay? And then we're also going to go ahead and put a finish on the handles to make them shine. So right now they look kind of dull. You can see most of the figure in the wood, but again, we'll make a little magic with that and really make it pop. So we'll go to that in just a minute. So right now we're looking to sharpen this bad boy. I'm going to do that, or I'm going to start to do that on the grinder. Okay, so I'm going to take this little, like I don't know if it's like a graphite backing. All right, I'm going to put that on my platen. All right, and what that does is just gives it a little bit more give to help create that edge. I think it helps with like a little bit of a convex. So I have on here a worn 400 belt. I'm going to go ahead and set my edge, set my burr with this, and then we're going to work it over to some diamond plates. All right. I don't really mess around with the stones. The plates work great for me, so that's what I do. So, like I said, I'm going to set my burr on here. Now keep in mind, this is a very, very, very thin blade. Okay, I don't know the actual measurement on it, but it's darn near sharp. Like if I whack my hand with it, I'd probably cut myself. So again, be careful, and let's go ahead and get this edge on here. So I'm just setting them, like I said, down super thin, so I'm going to set a micro bevel on it, alright? We're going to do this more or less like how we started. Slightly different angle. Again, I just want to kind of feel that I get a burr started. Keep moving. I want to keep my angle consistent. I'm going to do probably 2 more passes on this side. One more. I'm going to switch over to the other side. Give you a couple pointers here. There's things I found out. Now I'm using a very not very aggressive belt here. Like I said, it's a worn 400. Definitely don't recommend using a high grit here, just because you're going to eat away too much if you have it ground as thin as I do. So with that, make sure that you're keeping it moving. Keeping super consistent here, alright, because this is where you're setting your edge geometry, and it's got to be right if you want it to cut as well as possible. Alright. Also, make sure you're not holding in one particular spot too long, because even with this super, finer grit belt, it still will burn. It'll burn the steel. Okay, so it'll get hot quick. So you don't want to do that and wreck your temper. I'd hate to have come this far and then wreck my temper over something stupid like, not paying attention for a quarter of a second. So we're going to go ahead and do the other side. That should more or less get us a burr. But if we need more passes, we'll do more passes. So, all right, hang tight. couple things outside of what I already mentioned. I want to kind of take note of what angle I'm using to set that bevel, okay? Because that's actually the same bevel I'm going to do when I come over here to the diamond plates. All right, so like I said, we got a bit of a burr on most of it, a couple flat spots. So I'm just using my finger to find out where. So I got a little bit of work right there, and a little bit up on the tip. So we keep after it. Burr all throughout, and like I said, I can feel it here. Okay, so at this point I'm going to move it over to the diamond stones. Okay guys, so we're back. Have a burr set on this. Seriously doubt you can see it, but more or less it is now ready to go to the stones. This is just a 6-inch diamond stone. It's actually the coarse grit. Probably don't need to come to this one, but I do, just to make sure that I can go ahead and set that bevel by hand. Alright, so I'm just going to take nice strokes, even, consistent. Get this set to the way I want it. This thin of a blade, this steel. Shouldn't take much to get me where I want it. Good, all but right there. A bit of a flat spot. Working it up. I'm going to work on this for a minute. Come back the other way. Consistent pressure. About 5-10 pounds worth. Make sure you're good all the way out to the tip. One thing you are noticing is that when I get out to the end, like here, to keep that same angle and to get the tip sharpened, I have to turn this blade. Okay, so it's basically going to turn something like this. Alright. Tip is always a challenge. So after that, I'm going to work my way up to a finer grit stone, and we're going to do the same exact thing, just with a finer stone. And I'll check you guys back before we get into the stropping. So just wanted to check back in with you guys before I finished up on the stones, and give you a basic tutorial on sharpening. So again, this is just the way I do it. There's probably a million ways out there to sharpen, but it's worked pretty well for me. Now the main idea behind sharpening, and again, much better videos out there to explain it, but the idea behind sharpening is you're working your metal, okay, in one direction, okay, and this is taking the edge of your knife, alright, and it's folding over this little tiny piece of steel. I seriously doubt you'll be able to see it because it's down pretty small, because I'm down to my fine stone, okay, but it's basically bending this little wire piece of steel over, okay. So you have your edge, and then on the tip there's like a little piece, alright, and it bends over, alright, and then when you work it back, it comes back again, back again, back again, back again, alright, until it breaks off any excess material and keeps it 100% sharp, okay. That's sharpening in a nutshell, okay. So like I said, finishing up my last few passes here on my finest grit stone, and then I will show you step 2. Actually, I guess it would be step 3 in sharpening, but we'll pick it up on the strop. Alright, so I finished up with the fine diamond grit. Just to give you guys a little idea, this bad boy is sharp, okay. So, I mean, it's shaving hair at this point. But this is a cooking knife. This is a chef's knife. I want this thing stupid sharp, okay. So, I mean, it runs through that paper, no problems. Alright. Still a little bit noisy. I want it super sharp, okay. So, we're going to go over to the strop, and we're going to get it that way. Alright, so how I sharpen my my kitchen knife, well, all my knives, is on this old little crappy Harbor Freight combo sander that I got 1x30 with a Surgy Sharp belt on it, okay. So this is basically just a leather belt, smooth one side, rough the other. Alright, and for this knife we're going to use the white jeweler's root, okay. So basically we're going to turn it on super loud, so I doubt you'll hear me after we fire it up, but I'll just show you what I do, okay. So we'll put some of this fluffing compound on here where it turns gray, alright. And then I'm just going to go right where I left off, okay. So I'm coming in at a slightly steeper angle, alright. I'm going to run it all the way down, alright. And back to front. Alright, I'm going to do it a few times on each side. And what this is doing is polishing the edge and putting that final razor's edge on it. Like I said, I want this to be an amazing slicer. One more pass on each side. This bad boy should be sharp. Let me clean it up and we'll test it out. Alright, so now coming off the buffer, this thing is silly sharp, so we'll try to show you with a little bit of hair on my arm. But you hear people say hair popping sharp. That's exactly where it is. So literally like making no noise coming through that paper. So yeah, that's what you want. So alright, last part is finishing up this handle, cleaning it up a little bit, and then you guys give a final look at it. Alright. Alright guys, now it's time for finishing the handle. Now this is actually a couple part process, and there involves some drying time, so obviously I'm just going to kind of show you the first application. But for this handle, with the co I've worked with in the past, I really like the boiled bean seed oil. Okay, this is like the original stuff. You know, people have been using this forever and ever. Helps protect the wood, puts a beautiful finish on it. All right, so again, like I said, it's kind of dull, kind of cloudy a little bit. All right, so we'll take some of this, okay, and then watch the magic happen here. Wow. So that koa just shines. Love this stuff. Alright. So again, I'm going to put this on there very liberally. Alright, your first couple coats, you just kind of smack it on there. And I'll show you on the back side. Wow, magic. It just really brings out the color and the grain of, you know, this beautiful, beautiful piece of wood. We're going to put this on there pretty heavy. We're just going to let it sit overnight for this first one, and then tomorrow when I get home from work, I'll put on another. Then before I go to bed, I'll put on another, and then before I go to work, I'll put on another as well. So 3 or 4 coats of this. Like I said, dab it on there, let the wood soak it up. You really can't put too much on it. If I'm using a softer wood, like maybe like a maple or something like that, like a quilted maple, a lot of times I'll just soak it like in a cup overnight. That's kind of what that is there. Just soak it in a cup, and that will actually stabilize the wood to a certain extent. I mean, it won't work like the wood hardeners or the cactus juice and stuff like that, but it will stabilize and protect it to where if you keep up with it in any reasonable regard, it'll basically never let you down. So there we are, finished. I know I just put some nasty fingerprints on it, but gives you a good look at the finished product. So I'm super happy with this guy. Turned out beautiful. Felt good about it from the start. Like I said, we're just going to let this dry. Alright. I'm going to put it into my high-tech device here, which is a book. We're going to let that dry, like I said, probably overnight. I don't know, it depends on if I'm up for the next few hours. I'll probably put another coat on before I go to bed, and rinse and repeat that a few times. But guys, thank you so much. This was making a 8-inch chef's knife, and I'll probably do one final video, just kind of wrapping everything up, talking about it, showing you the final looks about it, and then of course maybe some of my contact information if anybody's interested in it. Guys, I'm been making knives now for a couple years, and I love it. If you have any questions whatsoever, just message me on the YouTube channel, and I'll answer anything to the best of my ability. Also, if I'm doing anything wrong, let me know, and love to change it. But, right, guys, have a great night. Thank you.